Welcome to the Brie Pod. I'm here with Brittany Cho, Jill of all trades. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brianna. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on today. I'm super excited to have you here. You don't even know this, but you've always inspired me in many ways. We used to actually be in cheerleading together. I was in junior varsity. You were like varsity at that time.
I
Um,
remember.
Yeah, and I've just always had like a utmost respect for you as a person.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Um, and I'm very happy that you came on because I think that you have such a powerful voice, even though, before we started recording, you told me that you're shy. It's funny that you say that because you just seem more strong and like passionate to me. So,
Oh, I
um,
can be, but I try to reserve myself. I don't know why.
that's understandable. Um, so tell us, and to everyone that is listening, what are you passionate about?
Um, I'm very passionate about getting a voice for this little girl, me, who didn't have one back then, and for everyone else who doesn't have a voice. If you've been bullied, picked on, just anything. I want to be a voice for them, and that's why I think I'm pursuing my modeling, maybe acting career as hard as I can be, because I feel only at that kind of platform people will start to listen to you and respect you more. Because I'm just this little country bumpkin, and I just feel like not as many people um respect that. And if I were to just get some kind of platform like that and speak on it, and even like just be able to go places and talk about it and tell them they're not alone, and like you will get through it. Like that's something I really want, I am passionate about, because knowing what I felt as a little girl, I like empathize, and I feel like I can feel when people are in pain. So I want them to know like that pain does pass, and like I just want to be able to speak on it and know tell them they're not alone. Because I mean, I would feel so awful if someone ever were, if I knew was getting bullied or picked on and wanted to commit suicide. I
Yeah.
mean, those thoughts actually never ran through my head, to be honest. But I was at a point where I wanted to change my eyes, because
Oh,
everyone just kept doing the slanted eyes to me all the time. As soon as like I walked on that bus, walking through the halls, I just didn't understand, and no one else looked like me, and I just thought something was wrong with me. And I remember being spit on the bus, and they said, "Change, go back to where you came from," and it was just like, and I just remember leaving and getting off that bus and crying. My aunt was watching me that day, and she was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, I'm like, "Everyone just keeps picking on me." And she's like, "Well, why?" And I'm like, "It's because of my eyes. I just want to change my eyes." Like, and then like no one will pick on me anymore. And she started crying. And that's like that just like kind of sat with me. And she's like, "You have the most beautiful eyes ever. Like, don't you ever want to change them? Like, they're different and unique for a reason." And
yeah.
now I just am like, I never want to change my eyes. I like them. I love them. And it, I never felt that until I grew up more. I still wanted to change my eyes for the longest time. And I'll never forget one person that has ever called me or my brother names. Um, I watched him get beat up numerous times. And that's what hurt me the most, because I feel like I wish I would have stood up for him. And now, like, I want to be able to stand up for people. Like, if I hear about it or anything, I'm going to be right there for you. I got your back. But I just feel bad that I never like stepped in when people were fighting him and calling him a chink and kook and just beating him up because of what? Like his eyes, he looked different, were a little bit darker. Like it's sad what, some kids have to go through. And it's just not just having race, it's even like, oh, well, you don't have the best clothes. And it's just, I don't know how these parents are raising these kids to think that this is wrong. And that's like for me, like with my kids, like I don't want them to think that at all. Like everyone is beautiful and never hurt them because you never want to feel that pain ever. But yeah, that's, I guess, something I'm passionate about.
Well, I really do appreciate you sharing your passion for that because it really is sad that that happened to you, and I'm sorry for I want to apologize for on behalf of everybody, because that is just wrong. And I do understand as to why you weren't able to help, like, feel like you could help your brother at the same time because you both were getting bullied.
Yeah.
Um, and that's just, that's heartbreaking. But at the same time, I think that you are going to be like, it's funny, a cheerleader, you know what I mean? Not funny, but like like a cheerleader for people. And that's what's beautiful about this platform and modeling that you're doing. When you were younger, you didn't love yourself because people didn't allow you to feel beautiful, but now you're embracing it and you're like, I am beautiful and I'm going to share that with people and help others feel beautiful. So I appreciate that you are doing that.
And
And
I just recently did like a series of like Asian inspired like photos by an amazing photographer, Mark Safran. And I'm just like in complete awe. I'm even wearing a traditional handbag. And I actually talked to one photographer and send him like some of my pictures and stuff that I met a couple years ago. And he's my favorite photographer because he always makes sure I get the best angle and stuff. Um and his name is John Metcalf. So I sent him these photos and I was like, hey, what do you think of these? And he's like, I've actually never seen like more, like so much emotion in these pictures. And I'm just like, no, I felt it. Like, because one day, like, I haven't met my Korean side of the family since I've been two. And that is another thing I hope in my modeling um, is to be able to model in Korea would be like the biggest thing for me. Actually, I'm just gonna say I'm going to model in Korea. 'Cause if you put
yes,
it
you
out
are.
there to the universe, it'll
Exactly.
happen.
Yes, you are. And we'll definitely be there cheering for you. Uh, by reaching that goal, because it will be fulfilled. You will
Yes,
absolutely. Um,
my family.
yeah, and then that's exciting too to even to be able to like get back in touch with your family, in person. With COVID, it's probably been hard to be able
Well,
to go places.
I don't have like any kind of form of connection with my family in Korea. Like
Oh wow.
I haven't seen them since I was two, and I don't know. I just like I feel like there's like this hole in my heart
Oh,
because I just want to meet my family and see like where I came from. Do I act like any of them or share the same interests? Like, who
oh,
knows?
wow. So that will be really such an experience.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help you manifest that.
I think I just
Uh,
gotta find my family first.
yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. How do you go about doing that? Like,
So this might can be a complete shock to a lot of people, but I'll say it. Um, so I was thinking about taking ancestry, DNA swab, whatever, but I've been holding back on that because, um, well, I know I can find like if anyone in Korea took it, I could see the connections or whatever. But the reason why I'm afraid of taking it is because when I was 21, my mother told me before she passed that my dad wasn't my real dad.
Oh,
And I
wow.
know that the dad that I have known has taken that test. And if it comes up that he's not my dad, my grandparents who raised me is like not my real grandparents, even though they are my mom and dad to me, they'll always will be. But I asked them about it and they said, yeah, your mother did tell us this. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me? But
Oh,
yeah,
I could see the fear in that.
yeah. And I know if I find out he isn't my dad, I'm gonna want to know who my real dad is.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, it's tricky. I just gotta
Yes.
rip that band-aid off.
Oh, well, I understand. I think that that's a like you said, it's tricky, but hopefully, whatever guides your heart to what you want to do, that's what you
Yeah.
do. Um, so I wanted to ask you with modeling, what are some of the misconceptions you have found?
Models don't eat. Trust me, I like my poutine and Big Macs. Large fry, please. But I would have to say, like, I know getting older and being a mom, like, weight does catch up to you or whatever. But I would say my body type is definitely stemmed from my genetics of my mother because she was tiny. And so I think the reason why I have like a slimmer body is just genetic because I like to eat.
Well, I mean, when you are from in the North Country, I feel like the poutine has to happen, right? Like,
It has to,
right?
or you're not from here.
Exactly. How can you not like it? So, yeah. Um, I have heard that with modeling that a lot of people think that you don't eat, and I've met so many models with our traveling and everything, and it's so true. It's not always that stigma.
Yeah.
Um,
And plus, like, if you work out, which I hate working out, I'm not gonna lie, but I actually have been working out for a week because I have a New York City show coming up. So, and I walk for 7 designers, and I'm like, I gotta fit into these outfits.
oh
So,
wow.
I just want to get to a weight where I'm comfortable knowing like I can fit everything. And that's when I work out, is when I know I have something. It's so bad.
Hey, to each his own, they say. Or I
Yeah.
think, yeah. Um, so that's cool. So you're going to New York City then to do a shoot, or well, I guess like I don't know, what would you call that? Did you say a run or
It's a runway show.
okay, runway?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm nervous because I walked for 7 designers, and that's
yeah.
the most I've ever walked for a show. I did 3 last year and I was sweating profusely and running like a mad woman. So 7's like pretty intense for me.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that is exciting, and I definitely send you all the good vibes, good energy for that show, and that you make it to, without being too sweaty.
Oh, I know. Everyone's like, look at her glow, and it's really sweat.
Hey, well, that's still a glow, right?
It is.
Oh, well, I'm excited. I hope to after this I'll probably share a blog um because your episode will probably be later, but I could share some of those photos maybe if you end up getting them to share what you ended up doing. Um
Yeah, for sure.
so then my next question to you, with everything that you have shared with us, which I appreciate your vulnerability because it is a lot and it's raw to share. But if you could go back and you could talk with your younger self, what, and knowing what you know now, what would you say to yourself today?
Hmm. You're gonna turn out to be a badass bitch, Brittany. I'm just kidding.
It's Brittany, bitch.
I know I was gonna say that. Um, I would tell her, I don't want to swear, even though I swear like a sailor, but fuck them haters.
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
um, like you're gonna show up later in life and show everyone you were just not one to be reckoned with whatsoever. Like they're gonna regret every single word they have ever said to you. And you just grow up and just be strong as you can be and don't be that reserved, quiet little girl. Just be who you are throughout and don't hold back anymore. Just be you. Who cares what everyone thinks?
I love that. And I think
Which
it's,
is funny. I have to tell you a story. So the guy that spit on me, what I told you about,
yeah.
he hit on me one day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Bye.
I
No.
know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
He's just like, damn, girl. I'm like, you weren't saying that like 10 years ago. I'm like, do you remember who I am? He's like, no. I'm like, maybe if you spit in my face, you'd remember. And he's just
Yeah.
like, and
Well, I'm
I just
glad
walked
that you
away.
got your what is it? I don't want to say not revenge, but your like you get your voice to him, because
Oh, yeah. There was a few more other words, but I won't share.
that's okay. It was well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah.
It's funny how karma works out like that. It comes back.
Oh,
Um
yeah. Like I would have never thought in a million years that he would have been hitting on me.
yeah, that's oh my gosh. It's disturbing.
Scary.
Um But I'm very glad too that, I know that we were talking before we started recording about how you are actually also helping that with your boys as well, like giving them, instilling that love for exactly who they are. So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. I definitely want them to love themselves as much as I love myself now, but I just don't want them to feel the way like little Brittany Cho felt when she did when in school,
Yeah.
because they have Mohawk, Korean, and then if my dad, it's uh, French and Irish. So they have a lot to be just proud of. And anybody that has anything, just be proud of who you are and just embrace it. Like culture is so beautiful. And once you look into it too, it's even more beautiful.
It
Like
really,
customs, traditions. I just love it
yeah.
all. Any culture.
It's true though. I think it's amazing. Like, I'm glad that in life we were blessed to see culture because like with this podcast, it helps me in that way too of learning about someone else and where they came from and like what made them do what they want to do. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's beautiful. I don't know why people are so offended by it.
They're xenophobic.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know what else to say. Afraid of
that's
change, that's for sure.
yeah. Well, I believe that our generation in particular are breaking that chain. And
Yeah.
at least we may not be able to break it fully, but we'd be damn sure to attempt our best to break it.
Yes, I will have to agree on that fully for sure. And I'm
And
happy because I want my boys to come into like a generation where everything is just fully accepted and we all love each other no matter what, and just embrace even people who, want to dress different or wear their hair different. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if that's who they are and that's who what makes you happy, why would you go and try and say something and put hate into their mind and make them feel insecure? Like, that's just awful. Let
yeah,
them be happy.
exactly. Yeah. I appreciate that so much, Brittany. I'm so glad that you came on here. Um, and I just want, because you're going, you're going and doing and you're going places and you have this beautiful voice. And I don't mean just your physical voice but you have this, essence. Like, where can people find you on the platforms?
Um, well, Instagram, Facebook, just look up Brittany Cho. I am on TikTok under, I think it's Brittany dot Show. I don't really steer anywhere different than just Brittany Cho because I just want that name to be known.
And it will be. It will be. So when you do, in the future when we do an update, definitely come back on. You know, you'll be telling us
For
how you
sure.
successfully got to your dream goal. It happened.
Yes,
Um,
I will be back on telling you I went to Korea. I met my
yes,
family. I took
yay,
the ancestry DNA
you did it.
modeling in Korea.
Well, I'll definitely help you manifest that with, just setting that vibe and stuff. But thank you so much for coming on today. Um, I'm going to, if anyone's new coming on, I have the affirmation moment. So you pick a number between 1 and 3, and then whichever number you resonate with, that is your affirmation of the day. So for group 1, your affirmation is I am proud of myself. And then for group number 2, your affirmation is that my possibilities are endless. And for group number 3, your affirmation is I am brave. And with that, you are loved, you are worthy, you are cherished, and I am proud of you. Until next time on the Brie Pod. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.